Hello, hello, hello. See, make sure everything's cooperating. I think I set everything up correctly. Oh, good. Well, today's the day. Happy release day. Fear No Evil is here. And my name is Jeff, and this is Facing the Encounter. And we're going to be playing some Fear No Evil villains. And I am super stoked to finally dig into this. Um, I have decided that I will start it off with the man with no fear, Daredevil, aka Matt Murdock. And you'll notice that I'm not actually using the hero card that came from the box. This is actually a alt art that I got from Assemble in Manchester, Connecticut, when I went to the event last weekend. And I thought it looked pretty neat. So I wanted to roll with this one today. That being said, I was trying to decide who I want to fight first, and I was like thinking, why not Bullseye? So a little Daredevil Bullseye action. Gonna try to attempt this on Expert. My deck is still kind of pretty much what his precon was. I switched a couple cards out, added a couple things in. His precon doesn't come with any energy resources, but I figured having the double resources would be beneficial, just for being able to, get some of our expensive things out. Um, Things that I added in. Um, I added uh, I added Death Focus to his deck. Reason being is that the Death Focus, all of a lot of his things are superpowers. So with his senses, I'll be able to use that to pay for a lot of his sense cards. I threw in Clear the Area into the deck, just so when I can, clear off a scheme, I can get some card draw. Lay the Trap, because it's always fun to have that. Figure clearing out some side schemes, Skilled Investigator will go great. I can actually combo that also with his own personal side scheme. And where we go? The Focus Senses. And I kept the allies the same. We're gonna run with the Cloak and Dagger. Um, it's pretty nice, just for the fact that I get Cloak out, pay double 200 resources. I can get Dagger out. Dagger will cancel out his acceleration icon, and Cloak doesn't take any consequential damage when he does things. So it's like free. Also, a little fun thing here we can do is that the fact that um, Dagger, where are you, Dagger? Did I lose Dagger? There she is. Well, some fun things that we can do with Dagger is that we could actually use her as like a potential block, and then we could also then, if we have double energy resources, we can use that to actually bring her back. So we could have like an infinite meat shield, which would be kind of neat to do. So yeah, that's just a couple of things I've kind of changed out. So I decided. So I kind of grabbed a scenario random. Decided that we're gonna do the getaway. So the getaway uses the modular counter sets Cops and Drive. And basically the setup on this is we place one speed counter here, and then two counters if we're playing Expert, which we are. And then we attach the out front attachment, which is right here. And probably getting some blurriness, you're not probably going to see the words good, but needless to say. So basically, this gets attached to the villain. If there's no threat on the main scheme, we can flip this card. And then the attached villain is going to gain range. When the villain would be dealt any amount of damage, you would actually remove the threat from the main scheme first. And this also does ignore the crisis icon on that. So basically, if we have threat on the main scheme, we're not going to do any damage to the villain. So we have to make sure that the threat's all cleared up before we can even start hitting them. Once there's no threat on this actually flips over, and then basically what it does then is it will deal 1 indirect damage to the player, and then 2 damage per player on the villain. So there's always going to be a consistent damage flow happening when you flip this. We are going to be playing Bullseye Expert, so his stage 2 card tells us we have to find his adamantium lace spine, and we're going to attach it to him. He has a force interrupt. When Bullseye activates, each of the boost cards gains an additional boost icon, and then if the activation is an attack, he has ranged. But that won't matter because with this being out, he has range regardless. So no matter what, he's going to have range. So Retaliate's not going to work on him. His laced spine is pretty interesting. There we go. So this is a permanent. So this is here for the whole game. When Bullseye would take damage, we prevent all but 3 of that damage, and then we place the prevented damage here. So pretty much what this does is it prevents any type of really big attack. It's gonna most of it's gonna get soaked up onto his spine. Once we have 6 or more damage on the spine, it will flip over to his damage spine side. And basically what happens at that point, that after Bullseye schemes, we remove 3 damage from that. And then if there's no damage here, the card flips over and then his spine's restored, basically. All right. We have our 4 senses. We have 5. Oh, here we go. Nope, that's the villain. I'm missing a sense. Hold on. I like to shuffle everything into the deck. Oh, there it is. Oh, of course. The one where it looks like he's eating rabbit poop. So he likes to taste rabbit poop to thwart evil. So the setup with his sense deck is we shuffle it up. We don't look at it because that wouldn't be fair. All right. So then after you shuffle it up, then the top part is what we are. You are allowed to look at what's in order, but when you activate it, you're going to be activating it from the top going down. And then also then when you activate his sense, you just put it behind the deck. We'll put a sense deck over here. Or it would make sense for me to just put it over here. Yeah, let's just put it over here, I guess. Daredevil has Matt Murdock has a hand size of 6. Daredevil has health of 10. Give this a quick shuffle, and then we'll shuffle up the encounter deck, and we'll get the show on the road. I'm very excited to do this. Bullseye has 16 health per player, so he has a 16. And let's get the shuffling going here. threats. Little. Alright. I'll shuffle that. That's it. We ready to go here, or? Yeah, I think so. Oh no. Okay. All right. So first things first. We're gonna place 2 speed counters onto here. We already got out in front in here. This starts off with 2 threat. Start out with our hand size. Starting off with a Genius, Sister Maggie, clear the area. One way or another. Under surveillance. And we get our senses. Okay. I like being able to put this down. We could easily play this to get our getaway. This one will let us get a whole bunch of senses down. Which we could easily clear this also, which would be nice. So I'm thinking he's gonna be doing a lot of damage, so I definitely want to have Sister Maggie available. I think I'm gonna keep this hand. I think keeping this hand is gonna be okay. So let's roll with this. All right. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and put down focus senses. This comes in with 4 threat. Only Daredevil or Matt Murdock can actually touch the threat on this. I'm going to go ahead and play Genius, and I'm going to put Under Surveillance onto the main scheme. I'm going to go ahead and flip over to Daredevil's side. I'm going to play one way or another. I'm going to go ahead and look for another side scheme to put into play. Get some card draw going. See if we can make a big turn start. Comes in with 2 threats. So let's come in with 3. I'll take that one. So we'll go ahead and put that in. So that comes with 2 threat, and then 1 threat per player because of hinder. And I get to draw 3 cards. 2, 3. Got our Billy Club. Alright, so this one I can actually play that one. So cool. Alright, first things first. I think I'm going to go ahead and do a basic thwart off of Focus Senses. So that's going to remove 2 off of there. And then I'm going to go ahead and use Electro to play Clear the Area to also remove the other 2. So that will defeat that. So I get to trigger, since I removed the last bit of threat, I can actually go ahead and draw a card into Nelson and Murdoch. And then when Focus Senses is defeated, I may move any number of sense upgrades into play to other cards that can attach to it, and then choose any number of upgrades from the sense deck to where I want. So say if I had stuff attached to everything, I could just move it around, and then whatever's in my sense deck, I can also attach that too. So I'm just going to go ahead and grab my sense deck, and I'm going to start doing things. And also too, his side scheme gets discarded. So it's nice, so we can always get it back if we want to do another little thing there. Let's go ahead and put... I'm going to go ahead and put 2 on here. We'll put Superior Taste attached to Jackknife. We'll also put Acute Facility. I'm also going to put Enhance Amplification on that. And then I'm going to go ahead and put Heightened Hearing. And I'm going to put... I'll just say, since this is equipped to him, I'm going to put Heightened Hearing and my Radar Sense onto the villain. That being said, spend a resource. I'm going to go spend Nelson and Murdoch to go ahead and play the card Living Lie Detector. So this is a action thwart. And this can actually be played on either hero or his alter ego. So what I'm going to do, what I do is I remove 2 threat from the scheme. And then for each upgrade attached to the scheme, I can remove the additional threat, which obviously we have 3 on here. We can go ahead and do that. So we're going to go ahead and clear that. So that side scheme has been defeated. We get to trigger our senses now. So, I guess this one was kind of a waste. Probably should have put it on. I just probably should have put it on there. Really wasn't thinking about it. But either way, so I would be able to do additional 2 threat if there was on here. So that one's kind of a dead in the water. But we'll go ahead but we can trigger these in any order that we want. So I'm going to trigger the Acute Facility, which is when you defeat attached enemy or remove the last threat from attached scheme, you can discard this card and ready your identity. So we'll discard that one first. We'll ready up Daredevil. This one kind of down in the water, but we'll trigger this one, which is when you defeat an attached enemy or remove the last threat from attached scheme. Discard this card, reduce the cost of your next card you play by 2. And then this one, so this would go underneath it. And then we'll just put this one underneath it since it's already cleared. Alright, so my card reduced by 2, so I can go ahead and put Sister Maggie in for free. So we'll just go ahead and do that. Basically what she does for us is Matt Murdoch gets +3 recovery. And then when we do a recover, we can discard a status card from our identity. Not bad. And then I got this Billy Clubs. Next thing I can do here is, since we still have 2 threat on the main, I'm just going to go ahead and... Actually, what can I do here? I could just trash the Billy... I could use the Billy Club and play Acute Docility and attach it to Bullseye, or attach it to the Getaway, clear the Getaway, and then get it ready up, and then I can get an attack in, but then I lose it. But I really don't want to throw my Billy Club away yet. I don't know if I want to do that yet. You know what? Why not? So I'm going to do it. So I'll use that as a resource, and I'll take my Docility, attach it to the Getaway. I'll go ahead and do a thwart of 2 to remove the last of that. So because there's no more threat on here, that's going to trigger our out front. So we're going to go ahead and flip that over. And each player will take 1 indirect damage. So I drop down to 9. And then we're going to do 2 damage to the villain. So that will drop him down to 14. And because I took the last threat off of this, I can trigger the Acute Docility, which allows me to ready back up. And then I'll go ahead and I'll take a swing at Bullseye for 2. So we drop him down to 12. And then I could trigger those. Since I attacked, I could trigger those other ones, but I'm just going to leave those on there for now. So not a bad first turn. I mean, you could see that, Daredevil, he's got some skills. I mean, we just cleared off the, we cleared off the side schemes. We got some little hits on him. So we'll go ahead and end our turn there. I'll just keep it right here, I guess. And yeah. So we'll go ahead and ready up. And we will draw to our hand size of 5. Which I would add that Skilled Investigator. Now this is what you want to see. First turn and second turn, drawing into the Man Without Fear is great. This card is fantastic for Daredevil. Why, you might ask? I'll tell you why. Because a hero action, you deal yourself 1 teeny little bit of damage, and you have 2 options. 1, you can go into your sense deck, right? And you can select whatever card you want instead of playing it in order from the top. Or you can ready up. Beautiful. All right, let's see how Bullseye's feeling this round. So it is the villain's turn. Bullseye is going to activate against me. He's going to be attacking me for 2 and a boost. I'm going to go ahead and allow him to attack me. So what I'm going to do... I'm going to go ahead and trigger my Heightened Hearing. I do apologize if the wording is not clear. I am still trying to figure out lighting. That looks kind of clear, I think. I don't know. So if you get a second to read that. So basically what it does is it's a Hero Interrupt card. And when the attached enemy attacks, I can discard this card. And then that enemy gets -3 attack. It's also nice too in multiplayer because you could actually trigger that and then you can become the defender, like if you wanted to defend for somebody. But we're going to give him -3. So right now he's attacking me with a base of 0 and a boost, but remember, he gets an additional boost on his cards. So even though he had a base of 0, he's got a boost of 2. So technically he would have been attacking me for 5. So he's going to do 2 damage to me. So I take 2. And I drop down to 7. Oh, I also forgot to put threat on the scheme, so it goes up 2 threat per player. So that would have been the first step. And then we'll get ourselves an encounter card. And Lady Luck says... So this is a treachery card for Bullseye. See if we can get this figured out here. There we go. Give yourself a chance to glance at that. So basically what this does, when revealed, if you're an alter ego, you would take 2 indirect damage. When revealed, choose either for Bullseye to activate against you or remove an ally you control from the game. That is so dirty. Luckily, I have none on the table. So I guess he's going to activate against me. Awesome. Alright. So, I'm being attacked again for 2 and a boost. I think I'll take the hit. We'll see what happens. So he's attacking me for 2 and a boost of... Wow. 6. I almost died. So I have 1 health. Damn. That Bullseye, huh? Little jerk. So, Bullseye has chosen violence. Alright. Alright. Well, now that we got that nonsense out of the way, it's our turn. Alright. What do we do? I feel like I should play Skilled Investigator and just get that on the table, just so we have it. In case we defeat some side schemes. So now I'm kind of in a situation right now, and I'm going to tell you why I'm in a situation. The reason why I'm in this situation is that I could go ahead and clear that getaway, right? But, oh wait, forgot. There's another step you have to do for the scenario. I totally forgot. So, at the end of the round, so basically what you do is when the round ends with the getaway, you have to put a speed counter on here. So if alongside, which was this one right here, is in play, you flip it over to back to out front. Otherwise, you would put an additional speed counter. So you're always going to put another speed counter on the scheme. But say if like you didn't clear the threat and you were still in that, you would have to put another one on there. So we only have to put 1 on there. So now we have our speed counters at 3. You're probably asking yourself, what do these speed counters do? Well, it's going to get interesting. Alright, now that's completely done. Now it's on player phase. So I would love to play clear the area and clear that scheme. But if I was to do that, that would flip over and the indirect damage would kill me because I'm at 1 health. So I kind of pretty much I have to flip down at this point. I do want to play. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to actually use those 2 resources to go ahead and put down the Man Without Fear. Just so we have it on the table, because it's going to be very super helpful. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip down. And I'm going to take some recovery. So I have my 3 recovery, but with Sister Maggie here, I get another +3. So I get to heal 6. I'm back to 7 health. And I'm feeling a little more safer because just for the fact that I have the van down. So I'm gonna go ahead and end my turn there. I'm gonna go ahead and scrap this card. Because honestly, I have the... Oh, there it is. That's the one I wanted. So I'm going to draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I'm not ready for... So 2 threat is going on to the main. Bullseye is going to activate. He's going to be scheming for 1 and a boost. And remember, he gets an additional boost. So he schemes for 1, and that's going to be a 2 because he gets 1 more for his boost cards. So he puts 3 more onto the main. And then we'll get an encounter card. I'm sure it'll be Shadows of the Past. Nope, caught off guard. Terrible. Alright, so caught off guard. Discard an upgrade or support you control. If no cards were discarded this way, this card will gain Surge. I'm going to go with the Skill Investigator on that one. I think that was a very logical move on my part. Because these two are really good cards. Alright, so now at end of round, we put a speed counter on the main scheme. And if alongside them, we flip it over, but it's not. Otherwise, we would add another speed counter. So our speed counter count has gone to 5. Player turn. Alright, so we have options. We always have options. We're going to go... I think we're going to play Lay the Trap. We're going to go ahead and throw down Death Focus. That's going to help us with paying for our senses. Got a tall order here, huh? 2. This will be free. So we'll flip up the hero. And I think we can clear this. We would take 2 off. I really want the extra help. I'm gonna go ahead and spend the 3. I think it's important to get this down at this point, just because he's throwing so much damage at us. So I'm going to go ahead and put down our heroic conditioning. So basically what that does is it's going to give us 3 hit points added. So we gain 3 hit points. So we're 10 out of 13. And we also get +1 to our sport. So now we're throwing for 3 at this point. Let's use Death Focus. Let's go ahead and get Enhance Ultification out. We'll go ahead and attach that to the Getaway. And then we'll go ahead and thwart for 3 off here. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to get that off. And that'll end our turn. Oh, 2 depositions, cross-examination, know your enemy, and we get an energy. Okay. Alright, we'll put 2 threat onto the main. Bullseye is going to attack. Attacking for 2 and a boost. I feel like... I'll take the hit. So... he's attacking for a base of 2 and a boost of 2. So 4 damage. Yeah, he hits hard. And then we get our encounter card. Assault. Stacking again. So we know that he potentially would have enough boosts in his deck to just kill me. So I feel like the only thing I could do at this point is just defend. So I'm going to do that. So he is going to attack for 2. And it's going to be another 4. So I only take 2 damage on that one. That drops me down to 4. And then we will do this next step. So we're still on this side. So we get our speed counter. And we get our one of those. 2 more. And it's now player turn. So now we have to figure out what we gotta do. Trying to think. I could take 2 throw off of that. So I am pretty close to my ready up. Which I really would like to get so I could get a 6 heal in. But I don't think I would get that off. Actually, no, I could do 1 damage and ready up. Yeah, let's do that. We'll take 1 damage. We'll activate our Man Without Fear, take a damage, and then we'll go choose the ready back up. So now we have 3 thwart. And then I think... So, this is a sweet card, by the way. This is called Know Your Enemy, and it's discount. So it's a new thing they introduced in the game. So basically, if you have a certain trait, for example, this one says Martial Artist, which Daredevil is, in fact, a martial artist. You can see that. This gets a reduction on the cost. So in theory, this card is free. So I'm playing 0 for 2 threat removal. All right. Deal. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and use that. Yeah. I don't think I would be able to get this off too. This one doesn't even make any sense. Let's do... I gotta do some damage on him too. So we can get that spine flipped over. Let's use 1 deposition as a resource. No, actually, Death Focus. We'll go ahead and throw down Superior Taste on the main scheme. And then what we'll do is we will use a deposition to play Acute Facility. And let's put that also onto the main scheme. And then let's use our double resource card. And we'll put Heightened Hearing onto Bullseye. And then we'll go ahead and we're going to thwart for 3 off of here. So that takes it down to 3. Now we can trigger Superior Taste. Because the way that works is... Again, I apologize for the glare. Just want it to work so you can read it. So after you thwart the card, you can activate it and then remove 2 more thwart from the scheme, which we'll go ahead and do. And we'll take 2 more off. And then we'll go ahead and play this card for free, Know Your Enemy. And then we just remove that. So we cleared that. And then we also can trigger this. The Acute Facility allows us to ready back up. So we're going to ready back up. And then we can trigger this. So when we defeat the attached enemy or remove the last star from the scheme, we can discard this card and then reduce the next card we play by 2. So I'll save that for when I flip down. So I get the ready back. I'm already ready back up. We'll go ahead and trigger the getaway effect. So out front flips over because there's no more threat on the main scheme. We're going to take 1 indirect damage. He's going to take 2. Drops down to 10. That being said, I could play this card to do some damage on him, which I really want to do. But I wouldn't have a card to play this. I still would get the flip down. But it wouldn't matter because I have no threat. So I'm going to play this card for free. This is called Cross. This card is one of his. This is his main. This is one of his main big ones right here. Cross Examination. This card is a hero action. It deals 3 damage to an enemy. But for each upgrade that you have attached to the enemy, you can do additional 1 damage to it. So we'll go ahead and we're going to deal 3 damage to Bullseye. And remember, with his Animanium Lace Spine, it says when he would take any type of damage, you prevent all but 3 of that damage. So the 3 will still go through. And then there's 1, 2 damage on here. So technically altogether he's taking 5 damage. So 3 goes through, but the other 2 damage is going to get put onto his spine. I'm okay with that because I've been chipping away at him a little bit, and now I'm putting some stuff on his spine. Next thing we do is we are going to strategically flip down, and we're going to go ahead and recover. So we're going to recover for 3, plus another 3 from Sister Maggie. So that's 6. So we're up to 8 health. I'm satisfied with that turn. I feel like we did some things. I'm gonna hold on to Deposition because this card is very great when you're an alter ego. And one thing about Daredevil, when you flip down to Matt Murdock, you can control things too when you're a lawyer. You file lawsuits, contract breaches, all that. All right, so we'll draw up to our hand. So we'll ready up. We will draw to a hand size of 6. Sorry for the blind light. We have clear the area. We have a move in the shadow. Another move in the shadow. By the way, this card is going to be great for Bucky because you get a discount on it, and it works great for martial artist or spy. And what's really fun about this is that when you put it down and play it, it counts. So you remove a threat for every time you basically play a card, including this card. So say if you're martial artist Daredevil, or your spy Bucky when you get his mask on, 1 cost, put that card down, boom, remove a threat. Play another card, remove a threat. Awesome. So cool that they put that in this game. We get our strength. We have a sentry. And we have a disguise. Yeah, this was another card I added. So disguise is I think it's a fun card. And just for the fact that you're so powerful in alter ego with Matt Murdock, this card synergizes wonderfully with him. So if you're continuing to play the Justice deck with Daredevil, I highly recommend put a disguise in. Give it a try. That being said, let's put 2 threat on the main scheme. Bullseye is going to activate. So he's scheming for 1 and 2 more. So he's going to put 3 threat on the main. We'll get our encounter card. Ooh, I've never gotten this card before. Double Sai. Attached to Bullseye, he gets +2. Bullseye loses range. No, he doesn't, because he gets range. Oh, because he's gonna get range with this card if it's out. I just made a mess. So after your hero defends against an attack from Bullseye, spend 2 different resource cards to discard. Wow, that's terrible. All right, so he's got that equipped. At least I didn't die. End of round. We don't have to worry about putting 2 on here, so we only have to put 1 on, and then this splits back over. Oh, actually, I shouldn't even have that card because I held on to that card. Okay. What are we going to do here? Keep the sentry up. Alright, let's play 2 resources and a move in shadows. We're going to go ahead and put Sentry on the table. So Forge responds with Sentry after he enters play. Search the encounter deck for a side scheme, reveal it. If no side scheme was revealed this way, we have to play 6 threat on the main. Alright, let's put Traffic Jam down, I guess. So Traffic Jam comes in with 2 threat +2 hinder per player. It has a Force Interrupt. When a character with a vehicle attachment would add threat to a scheme, that a threat is added here instead, or remove threat from a scheme, that threat is removed from here instead. So we haven't got any. So we haven't got any vehicles yet. So we really don't have to worry about that. All right. So this is gonna get 4th. I lost my token. So this will get 4, and it also has Crisis. Fair enough. So I think what I'll do is I will... Oh, it would have been so much easier if I would have had my... Alright, I'll have Sentry go ahead and thwart 2 off of Traffic Jam. And then I'm going to go ahead and use Move in Shadow to play Deposition. So I may choose any upgrade from my Sense deck and play it, ignoring the resource card, and then remove 2 threat. So I'm going to go ahead and grab Acute Effluentation. I think that would be amazing. And we'll go ahead and actually put the I think I put the ready up on, right? Because then I get a full heal in. Yeah, I think I do that one instead. I'll put that on. Actually, I did this all out of turn. All right, so before I do all that, I would have healed to full health. So I'm at 13. All right, and then I would have played this. Then I would have added that. Then I would have removed the 2 threat. Then I could trigger this. That gets defeated. And then I get to ready up. Then we flip the Daredevil. Then I think we play Death Focus to add Enhance Alpha Location onto the side scheme over here. And then I think we just go ahead and remove 3 threat off of here. And then I think we spend 1 damage to take a sense card. And then I think we put Superior Taste on here. Because we're not going to be... Because if we clear this over, we're not going to even be able to really do any damage. So we might as well get it set up so like where it has a lot of threat. And then get it cleared off so then we can get an ready up. That's my whole logic on that. And then we'll go ahead and ready up. Yeah. I don't feel like holding on to that. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nice, we drew into stick. Alright, so we put 2 threat on the main. Bullseye is going to activate. He's going to be attacking for 4. And a boost. I'm going to go ahead and... I'm going to go ahead and trigger our heightened hearing so we can get -3 on the attack. So again, he's attacking for 4. And then a boost of, and he gets 1 more, so that's 2 more. So he's attacking for 6. So we'll go ahead and we'll take 3 off of that. We'll take 3 damage. And then we get an encounter card. Advance. So he's going to scheme. Scheming for 1. 2 more. So 3. So we are 7 out of 9 right now. Okay. So now, because this never flipped over, it automatically is going to get 2 more threat, or 2 more speed counters added on. And player turn moves over to us. Alright, so I really want to get stick out. So I'm going to go ahead and use dagger and disguise to get stick out. No. That's not that. Go back. So stick's a fun card. Give me a second. Flip that if you want. So basically what stick does is he's a support card, 2 cost, basic. And when a friendly martial artist character uses a basic power, you can either choose to exhaust stick and give that character +1 to any of his powers, or you can choose a character to get -1 to that basic power. And then you can ready stick. The reason why you can do that is because there are some cards that, like, especially if you're removing threat or if you have to defeat an enemy exactly at their hit points, not going over, you can actually use that as a modifier to adjust. And the nice thing is if you do it that way, one, you get the bonus benefits of doing whatever the card says for doing that requirement, and then you can ready stick up and then use them for another activation if you have another target for it. So I'm gonna go ahead and I think I can just go ahead and get that main cleared. So let's use Sentry. I want to use Sentry for an attack. And actually, he should have a damage on him. I'm going to use Chance Encounter as a resource to take advantage of the discount and play Move and Shadow. So I play that. I get to remove a threat because it counts for that card. And then I'm going to use Death Focus to take Acute Docility. I'm going to play that card. And I'm going to put that onto the Getaway. And because I played a card, I get to remove another threat. So now the threat's down to 5, and I remove for 3. So I'm going to go ahead and clear this up right now since I have a Thor to 3. I'm going to exhaust Daredevil. I'm going to take 3 threat off the main. And then I'm going to go ahead and trigger my Superior Taste, which after I thwart, I can remove 2 off here. So now we cleared that. And then kind of a couple of wastes here, but I can trigger, I'll trigger this card. My next card I play is reduced by 2. And then this one gets ready up my character. Or my identity, I should say. So we're ready back up. We're going to trigger this. We're going to flip this over. We're going to take 1 indirect damage. Villain's going to take 2. So the villain's down to 5. Right. At this point, I'm going to go ahead and hit Bullseye for 3. Dropping him down to 2. And then I'll attack for 2 with Daredevil. So that will actually defeat his second stage. Where did I put this third stage? I think I put it over here. All right. So now we reveal him to his third stage. When revealed, find deranged bloodlust and reveal it. And he gets 18 health. He also still keeps the same effect of he gets additional boost on his boost cards. So deranged bloodlust, it gets more threat. And then when revealed, we're going to place additional threat here equal to Bullseye's stage number, which it's 3. So this will get 7. All right. Now he's a 1/3. I have 8 health. I'm gonna go ahead and do 1 damage to ready up. I go ahead and take 3 off of there just to work on it, or I can go. Actually, no, he's got more. He's got 3. He's got 5. He's a base of 5 in whatever boost he gets. It's gonna get rough. I still got that additional damage one. I'm gonna go ahead and take 3 off. I think I flipped down. I'm gonna flip down. No, because he might scheme it out. No, he's only got 1 in the boost. I'm gonna flip down. I'm gonna flip down and take the 6 card draw. Alright, there's Cloak. Do we have double energy resource to summon Dagger? Nope. Should also be a 2. Cool. So we're ready up. Alright. Now we're going to put 2 threat on the main. He is scheming for 1. And he also has the Amplify too, and he gets the additional 1 from that. So, oh Jesus! Well, so that's a 3 boost icon right there. That's actually 4. So he schemes for 1, 5, 6. So he just puts 6 threat right on the main. So if we get 1 more threat, we lose. Oh wait, no, we have under surveillance. We increased it by 4. We were smart the first turn. I remember now. All right. Encounter card says we get advanced, right? Advanced or shadows? No, obligation. So the obligation's interesting. Basically, anytime we play a sense card, we take a damage, but then when we recover, we just discard it, which is fine because we're probably going to do that. All right, so the round ends. This is going to flip over, and it's going to put 1 speed token on here. That's not good. That is not good at all. All right. I'm going to spend legal trouble to get Karen Page on the table. I'm going to go ahead and exhaust Karen Page, which he does. It's an action. I can shuffle a Daredevil card from my discard pile into my deck. And if I'm an alter ego, I can draw a card. So it's pretty nice. I think. What do I want? I want to get rid of all that threat. I want to be able to do 18 damage in 1 shot and not lose. Oh boy, what do we do? We want the Billy Club? Do we want Deposition? So I only got 1 card on him, so that's only going to do a little bit. Guess we'll grab that one. Oh, I got one card in my deck. Nice. Well, shuffle that up. Deposition. Cool. We're gonna play 2 resources. We'll go ahead and put Foggy Nelson on the table. We'll use 1 resource. Actually, let's recover to full, basically. Alright, now I'll discard this. We'll use this as a resource to play Deposition. We're going to choose an upgrade from our Sense deck, play it, ignoring its resource cost, do not shuffle, and then remove 2 threat from a scheme. We'll go ahead and do that. Let's do... Let's take that card. We'll attach the Bullseye. And then we are going to take Foggy Nelson. We'll take 2 threat off of here. Drop that down to 6. We're going to flip down. Or flip up, I should say. Sentry will thwart. Take a damage. He's going to take 3 off. And then I'll put 3 on the main. We'll take 1 point of damage. Drop ourselves down to 12. Ready up, Daredevil. We have a thwart of 3. I say that we do Death Focus. We'll put this card down. We'll thwart for 3. Leave 1 on there. Then we're going to trigger Superior Taste, which would clear that, so we don't have to worry about the Amplify. This will flip over. We taking our damage from Indirect. Villain takes 2. Down to 16. And that is all the plays that we have at that point. All right, so we'll ready up. And then starting hands is a 5. We decked out. We're going to get an encounter card. And we'll shuffle it up. And we draw 2. So we get our energy. We got to lay the trap. That might be good to play. Know your enemy, and then counter targets. Alright, so 2 threat goes on. And then he's attacking for... We gotta get rid of this thing. So, well, we have to spend 2 different resources to do it. Or does it have to be the same? 2 different. I mean, technically, I have it. So he's attacking for 3, 5, 5 in the boost. I don't know. Do I do it? Yeah, I probably should. Alright, I'm gonna defend. I'm gonna go ahead and trigger the heightened hearing. So he'll get -3 attack. So he's attacking for 3, 4, 5, and then 6, 7. All right, so that's 7, and then minus the 3. That's 4. Defense is 2. So I take 2 damage, and then I'll spend 2 different resources to go ahead and just get rid of this Deadly Sigh. So, he's been weakened a little bit. Oh, that's my encounter card. I didn't see that. Okay, counter card gets played underneath. We reveal this. We get a exhaustion. So that's going to surge. I'm already exhausted, so that's fine. And then we get pedestrians. When reveal for each speed counter on the main scheme, choose to exhaust a character you control or take 1 indirect damage. That's terrible because we have to take 1 for each. So this is where it gets bad when you have so many speed counters. So there's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. So there's 11 speed counters. Go figure, I have 11 life. Well, I'm going to go ahead and do 2, 3, 4. So we did. So let's see. Let's do. So we'll take 7 damage. So we're down to 4 health. And now we don't have a hand. And I'll be right back because I have to run to the restroom. So, BRB. I'm back. Oh, there we go. Hey, Timothy Medrick 22222. Can't wait to get my hands on this. Hold on. I have there we go. Can't wait to get my hands on this. Even looking backrings of the encounter cards just because I'm curious about the box. What would you like to know about the box? Welcome, by the way. Before I went to go take my my restroom break real quick, I got hit with the pedestrians. Now, with this card, with this scenario, the speed counters actually are quite damning, if you will. We had 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. We had 11. So there are some treacheries that make bad things happen. And this is actually one of those cards. So for every speed counter on the main scheme, we have to choose to exhaust a character you control or take one indirect damage. So I had to take. I kind of had to split it up. I took some damage and I had to basically discard my whole hand. But we did satisfy the treachery at least. All right. Now it is on our turn, and we have to put another speed counter on here, and then this will flip over. Oh wait, no, we have one more encounter card. I lied. Hold on, before we do that. And then we have Assault. So he's going to attack us again. So he's attacking us for 3 and a boost. We have 4 health left. Chances are we would die. So we're going to go ahead and let Sentry block that. So he's going to attack for 3. Oh boy. So that's going to be... So even though it says 3 boost icons, he gets 1 more on his card. So that's going to be 4, and it has overkill. Alright, so we got to do some math here. So it's going to be 4, and then 5, 6, 7. So Sentry has 2 hit points remaining. So he's going to soak up the 2. And he dies. So then 5 overkill damage, and I do not have anything to block that. And I only have 4 health. And I die. And there you have it. Bullseye gets the kill. Oh, my goodness. That's what happens. Sometimes. Sometimes the mechanics of the game are going to get you. And give this another shuffle. We're going to replay that. As you can see, as Bullseye goes to the next stage, he really ramps up. All right, so we start with 2 speed counters because we're playing expert. 2 threat per player. Starts on that. We are going to start with our 10 health. And we'll go ahead and shuffle up our sense deck. We'll give it another try. All right, drawing into legal trouble. Nelson Murdoch, focus senses, clear the area. Living lie detector, and clear the area. I don't think we need that. I don't think we need 2 of those. We'll play Focus of Senses. Get 4 threat on there. Let's do... All right, let's get a little more aggressive with this one. We're gonna flip to hero. We're gonna become Daredevil. We are going to we're gonna use Sister Maggie as a resource to play Daredevil's Billy or we use Sister's Maggie to put in enhanced a location. And then we're going to court 2. And then we're going to play 1 resource, play clear the area. That takes 2 more off. So we do get to draw a card into Karen Page. And then we get to trigger this, which is going to allow us to play our next card for 2. Or 2 free, at least. And then we get to move our cards around a little bit. I want to put this on him. This on here. And then here. And then we're going to use our Billy Club. Or no, next card's free. We'll go ahead and play the cross-examination because we have that reduction when we play that by 2. We'll go ahead and deal 3 damage to Bullseye. And when the villain would be dealt any amount of damage, remove that off here as threat. So we take 2 off of this. And this would flip. But no, I think actually we deal 3 and then forever upgrade. So we're just basically is going to take that off and then flip it. He'll take 2 damage. And then we take 1 damage. And then these are cleared again. So we're going here, here. And then our next card basically would be free. I'll go ahead and put Karen Page on the table. And then we will exhaust Karen Page. And we'll go ahead and take a Daredevil card. Let's grab our sightseeing. And then we'll shuffle it. And we'll end our turn there. And 1, 2. Alright, so 2 threats going to go on. He's going to attack for 2. I'm just going to take it. So that's going to be 2, 3, 4, 5. Down to 4. Get the encounter card. And, ooh. Unerring Desire. Choose to either give this card to the villain as a face-down boost card or remove a persona support you control from the game. I'll give it to him as a boost card. Speed counter goes on. This will flip back over. Okay, so now we're going to play a Genius to put on a Heroic Intuition. We are going to play Know Your Enemy for free. So we're going to go ahead and remove 2 threat off of here, which will flip this over. And again, the villain will take 2 indirect or 2 damage, and then we take indirect damage. So now we're down to 3. And then we'll spend a resource to play Chance Encounter. We'll put down our Billy Club. We're going to go ahead and attack for 3. So we will go 1, 2, 3, down to 9. And then after we attack him, we're going to go ahead and trigger our Raider Sense, which after you attack an attached enemy, discard this card, deal 3 damage to enemy, and it's an attack. So it'll do 3 damage to him. So we got him down to 6. We will go ahead. I think the smart move to do at this point is flip down. Well, before we do that, let's just do Karen Page. And we will take a Daredevil card. Let's grab Sister Maggie and get her back into the deck. I feel like that might be a good move. And because technically we're still in Hero, we don't do the card draw, which is fine. We are just trying to get that card back into our cycle. Then we flip down, then we end our turn. So we're going to ready up. And then we draw to a hand size of 6, so we get Skilled Investigator. And then clear the area, Raising Hell, Deposition, and Blind Spot, and Cloak. 2 threat goes on to the main. Bullseye is going to scheme for a base of 1. And then for his boost cards, he's going to get 4. And then there's 0 on here, so that's going to be 1, so 5. So it's going to be 1, 4, 5. So 6. So 1 more threat and we lose. Counter card is the Utility Van. Alright, so the way that this card works, you're going to attach to the enemy with the fewest remaining hit points, which would be Bullseye. Otherwise, this card would gain Surge. And then when attached character would take any amount of damage, you would place it here instead. And if there's 6 or more damage here, you get rid of the card. So basically, he just got himself some extra padding. So 6 damage will, has to go there first before we can even deal him any damage. All right, and then this is going to flip over. And then he gets another speed counter on here. And turn moves over to me. So we're an alter ego. Let's do Karen Page. Let's grab a Daredevil card. Let's grab Nelson Murdoch. And because we're an alter ego, withdraw the card, we get heroic conditioning. Alright, so what do we do? Spend one resource, we'll play Deposition. You may choose an upgrade from your sense deck and play it, ignoring the resource cost. Go ahead and put that on here. And we get to remove 2 threat. And then I'll go ahead and trigger that. And take our 2 threat off the bat. So we take that down from 6 to 4. We'll go ahead and play Skilled Investigator for free. We're going to go ahead and recover the 3. Take us up to 6. And then we are going to we're going to flip to hero. We are going to spend one resource to get Enhance Altification out. And then we're going to spend one resource to get Radar Sense out. And we'll put that on the enemy. We are going to spend one resource to get Superior Taste and put down main scheme. And then we are going to trigger Daredevil's Billy Club, put that back in our hand. We'll deal 1 damage to Bullseye. Oh, actually, he doesn't take the damage. That 1 damage will actually go onto his minivan. And then we're going to use our Billy Club as a resource to use Clear the Area, which allows us to take 2 threat, but we thwarted, but then we can trigger this. Play Superior Taste. We're just going to clear that. Which allows us to draw a card into a disguise. This will flip over. We take 1 indirect damage. The villain will take 2, but this actually would go on here. I'm going to throw Disguise away. We'll go ahead and replay that card here. We'll ready up. So we got Sentry, Know Your Enemy, Sister Maggie, one way or another, and Living Light Detector. T-Threat goes on. He is attacking for 2 and a boost. I'm gonna go ahead and trigger the hearing to give him -3. So he's attacking for me for 2, and then oh wow, jeez. So that's 4. So 4, 5, 6. So I'll take 3 damage. Counter card. And we get the Shadow of the Past. So, obviously, Bullseye is actually also Daredevil's nemesis. So he would not come into play. So this is going to surge. But we will get Deadliest Man Alive. And this is going to come in with 5 threat. And then when Force Interrupt on this is when Bullseye attacks, he's given when Bullseye attacks, give him a face down boost card. So he's gonna get like 2 boost cards when he activates for an attack. And then these will get shuffled into the deck. The encounter deck. And this is going to flip over. And we get a speed counter on that. Oh, well, we had to reveal that too because we're still in encounter phase. So, Salt. So he's going to attack again. I have no choice but to defend. And he attacks for 2. And 3, and then he gets another boost card. So this is probably lethal. So 2, 3, and then 4, and then 5, 6. And we died. Ugh, that Bullseye. A little bit of a jerk, if you ask me. He can ramp up. I have to say, like, there's nothing more enjoyable than when you have a scenario that can just be so grueling. All right. Oh, go this on there too. Let's get these grabbed. Shuffle up the sense deck again. We don't look at the sense deck. We just shuffle it. Gonna start with that. Start with Matt. So again, this gets one speed counter on it. Alright, and I'm going to run to the restroom real quick, and then we will give it a third attempt. We're going to beat him. We can't go down. We're Daredevil. We have no fear. We have no fear. It doesn't matter if you have no fear, because you're getting thrown like 20 damage at once with a dagger. What are you supposed to do? Ugh. BRB. All right. Back at it. We're all shuffled up. 2 threats starting on the main. 1 speed counter. 2 because we're playing expert. And we draw into focus the senses. Know your enemy. Heroic conditioning. Nelson and Murdoch. That focus. And cloak. So we have 2 energies right here. Oh. So we actually have a play here. We can get Cloak out, and we can get Dagger out. I think we're going to try that. Let's try that one. So, I'll keep this hand. So, we will spend 3 resources to put out... Oh, sorry. 3 resources to play Cloak. So when Cloak comes into play, he has a acceleration icon on his card. But if we spend 2 energy resources, we can find Dagger and put them into play. And we actually will go ahead and spend 2 energy resources and do that. So when Dagger comes into play, Cloak will lose his acceleration icon, and then if Cloak's in play, Dagger takes -1 consequential damage for any of her basic power activations that she does. We'll go ahead and flip to hero. We'll go ahead and have Cloak thwart 2 off of here, which will flip this over, and then we will take 1 indirect damage. And then Bullseye will take 2, dropping him down to 14. And then we'll go ahead and have Dagger attack, and she has 2 on her attack, but will -1 because of Cloak being in play. So we do 2 damage to Bullseye, dropping him down to 12, and she will take 1 consequential damage. And then we'll go ahead and attack for 2 with Daredevil. And we drop him down to 10. Alright, not a bad starting turn. We'll ready up, we'll get some Deposition, we'll get Disguise, we'll get the Billy Club, we'll get Under Surveillance, and then we'll grab Move in the Shadows. 2 threat will go on to the main. Bullseye is going to attack for 2. And I think what we'll do... Ooh, we can actually do that again. We'll go ahead and let Dagger take the block on that. He's going to attack for 2, and then 3, 4. So that's going to be that's a 3 boost. That's 4 because of his effect. So 4, 5, 6. So 6 damage. Dagger is defeated. Then we get the encounter card, which will be a Cop. So Cop comes into play. He has Quick Strike. So we'll take 2 damage. So interesting thing with the cop, because it's actually the first time we were seeing the cop in our gameplay tonight. He has quick strike and vulnerable. So vulnerable again, we haven't seen vulnerable since Agents of Shield. Basically, if you put a stun effect or a confuse effect on the cop, he gets discarded, which means when you discard him, he's out, and it doesn't activate any when defeated effects. But if you defeat the cop, he places 2 threat on the main scheme. Now, if we're an alter ego and the cop schemes, he'll actually attack the villain, which is kind of cool. And turn moves over to the player. But before we do that, we are going to put 1 speed counter on the getaway. And this will flip over to out front. Okay, so it's our turn. Now, we actually can do... One second. I had to do mail real quick. I think I messed up here. Use 16. 2. 3. Actually, no. He was at 16. He took 2 damage from me. 2 damage from the indirect. And then he took 1 damage from me. So he took 1 damage from Dagger. And then 2 damage from me. And then he took the direct damage from that. So he should actually be at 11. Does that make sense? Hold on. So 16. I think we had Cloak thwart 2. I thwarted 2. That flipped over, so he took 2 indirect damage. And then... I think I messed up. So there's 2 threat on here. So Cloak thwarted 2. So he would have took 2 indirect damage. 1, 2. Daredevil attacks for 2. 1, 2. And then we had Dagger attack for 2. 2. Okay, so he would be at 10. Okay, just making sure I didn't mess up on that one. Alright. Alright. We know. So Cloak shouldn't... Oh, wait, no. I cheated. Because we're exhausting Cloak when we bring Dagger out. I gotta replay all that. Hold on. So... Before this came out... We played Cloak. We exhausted him. We brought Dagger out. So what would have happened would have been... Daredevil could have took this off. So let's take him back to 10 for a second. So he would have took the indirect damage. Which is around bomb down 9. He takes the 2. So 1, 2, bring him down to 14. And then we exhausted Dagger to do the 2 damage. Bring him down to 12. Which gives her the 1 consequential damage. Alright, so then we would have readied up. Then 2 threat goes on. And he would have... We blocked with Dagger, so she blocks. He attacks for 2, 4, and that's 6. So she's defeated. And then our encounter card was the cop, and we take the quick strike. And then the end effect would have been this flipping over. Okay. Yeah. That seems about right. All right. So, what we're going to do is we are going to play 2 energy resources. We're going to exhaust Cloak again. And we are going to bring Dagger back to the table. And then we're going to spend 1 resource, put down our Billy Club. And then we'll have Daredevil take 2 off here. So that'll put that down. We take another indirect damage. Villain's going to take 2, dropping them down to 10. Dagger will attack for 2, put 2 on the cop, and then we'll flip down. We'll pull on Deposition. All right, cool. So we put 2 threat onto the main. Bullseye is going to scheme for 1, and then a boost of 2 plus 1 more because of his effect. That's 3. That's going to be 3, and then 4. So he's going to put 4 threat onto the main. So the cop is going to scheme. So remember, when the cop would scheme, he attacks the villain instead. So he's going to put 2 damage on Bullseye. That drops Bullseye down to 8. And then we get the encounter card, which will be a Crook Cop. So the Crooked Cop has Quick Strike, and he's also vulnerable. He also has a when defeated effect. So when defeated, the defeating player deals himself 1 face down encounter card. Okay, so I'm I'm still technically in the encounter phase, so I have to reveal this. So we're going to reveal that, and we're going to get Carjacking. So Carjacking is pretty interesting. So we're going to go ahead and give you a chance to screenshot that. So when revealed, discard cards from the encounter deck until a vehicle attachment is discarded, and reveal it. If your identity does not have a vehicle attachment, you may spend 3 resources at the same time to attach that discard attachment to your identity instead. Okay, so we're going to do that. So let's discard till we get a Master Plan, Fire. Okay, so we got the van. Let's take a look at that, and we give you a chance to screenshot that so you want to read it. So, utility van attached to the enemy with the fewest remaining hit points. So that would be the cop right here. When attached character would take any amount of damage, place it here instead. If there is 6 or more damage, discard this card. So interesting enough, since he's the one that's got the fewest remaining hit points, I think we have to actually, because he is. So now he has a van. Ooh, and I played that wrong too. It should have been when I defeated, I did that. He wasn't defeated. Alright. So, hold on. Recycle that. This never would have happened. Okay. That's I messed up. It was a when defeated. In fact, I should have did that when he was defeated, obviously. Okay. Turn moves over to us. We put another speed counter on the main. This flips over. Here we are. All right. Oops. All right. So. We're going to play one resource to get out Deposition. We get to choose any sense from our sense deck. I say we take let's put it on the main. We'll take 2 threat off. And then we're going to flip up. And then we're going to play 1 resource. Play Move in the Shadows so we get the discount. Oop. Second here, gotta delete this box here so I can see your chat. Hey man, I had a few games of the box today. It's great on both hero and villains on villain side so far. Good luck, have fun. Thank you so much. And if I would have to, I have to agree with you, because one thing that I always look for when I'm playing a hero, I want the hero when I'm playing the hero to feel like what I've read or seen. And you have to admit, when you're playing Daredevil, it feels like Daredevil. I like all the mechanics of getting the senses out. I like the mechanics of him taking damage, getting beat up. You flip down, Sister Maggie gets you healed up, back to full health, and then you get back out there and you win. You win. Even though I haven't won yet on this game. Bullseye's a jerk. Big old jerk. It's all these boost icons. Appreciate you stopping by, though, on the stream, though. And I'm glad you're enjoying the expansion also. Me too. Anyways, so we played Deposition. We took the 3 threat off. We were put down there, so we're good on that. Actually, we shouldn't even play that. No, we did. We flipped up, spend 1, play 1. We get to remove one threat. We have the discount because we are martial artists. So that's gone. So is this. So any cards that we play now is basically free money. So technically, if we go ahead and thwart one with dagger, we take one off here. And then she takes the consequential, and then we'll scrap this for a resource. We'll play clear the area. We'll take 2 threat off. Yay. We get to draw a card. And then this will flip over. We'll take another indirect damage, and Bullseye will take 2. Down to 6. And then this is gone. Yeah, no, I feel that he's been kind of slapping me around in this. I've played 2 games so far. He slapped me around. I got first game I got him up to stage 3. When we got him up to stage 3, he was like, shing, shing, shing. It does. The one thing I like is like it's it has like the setup is you shuffle it up, put it down. I mean, you're allowed to see what cards are in order. You can pay resources to put them out. You have cards that you can search the ones that you want. After you activate them, just put it right underneath and just go with it. So let's do this. We can spend 1 resource. Oh, so the threat's cleared, actually. We don't even need to do that. Yeah, we just might as well spend it. So we'll do 1 resource. Let's put this on the Crooked Cop. So now he has 0 scheme. We got a Billy Club ability we could do also. Actually, we don't even need to play that. Actually, I think we take that back. We don't play this. I think we take our Billy Club. We retrieve it back to our hand, and we throw it on the Crooked Cop. Give him a little damage. Alright, so we get 1 on him. We'll take this then, use that as a resource. Put our Billy Club back on the table. And then let's go ahead and slam 3 on him. So he gets defeated. And then the defeating player deals himself a face-down counter card. Gladly. Cloak is here. So we'll have Cloak do 1 damage to Bullseye, bring him down to 5. We'll end our turn there. And ready up. Hey, thanks. You know what? Appreciate that. Get some rest. Sleep is always good. Appreciate you stopping by for the stream. Hope to see you again. All right, so we got our 5 cards. We are going to put 2 threat onto the main. Bullseye is going to attack us for 2 and a boost. We're going to go ahead and have Dagger take the hit. So he's attacking for 2, 3, 4, 5, because he gets 1 for his ability. So 5 damage, well spent. Dagger's dead. The Cop's going to attack for 2. I'm going to go ahead and just take the 2 damage. Go down to 3. And then I'm going to get another encounter card. Revealing the first one. Now we get the carjacking. And again, when we get this card, we discard cards until we get a vehicle attachment and reveal it. And then if your identity does not have a vehicle attachment, you can spend 3 resources of the same type, and you can attach that vehicle to your identity. So let's see if we can do that. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So we get the van. All right. So the van comes out. So now, if we have 3 resources of the same type, which we don't, so that is going to go to. So we just do the reveal effect. So the reveal effect says attach the enemy with the fewest remaining hit points, which would be the cop. So that's going to go on him. And then when attached character would take any amount of damage, place it here instead. When there's 6 or more, then we discard it. So we're going to have him here for a while. And then my next encounter card is the Jackknife Tanker Truck. So this is a 2 threat with 1 hinder per player with a crisis icon. Comes in with 3. And then we end the round. This is going to flip back over, and then we put another speed counter on. And then I run to the restroom because I drank too much liquid. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. All right. So we are now on player turn. So we are going to try to figure it out. All right. So what we can do, and this is what I really like about the Cloak and Dagger ally cards. We keep using Dagger as that shield, right? So I exhaust Cloak. I spend 2 energy resources. We go ahead. We find Dagger. We put Dagger back in play. We have Dagger Thwart 1 off of Jackknife Tanker Truck. And then we go ahead and we use Cross Examination to play clear the area. We'll clear 2 off of that. We get to draw a card for that. Oh, and this drops off. Forgot that this is a temporary card, so once it's ended around, you discard this. So we can play Know Your Enemy for free. So we can remove one threat and then another threat. That's gone. So this will flip over. We take another indirect damage. And then Bullseye takes 2. And then I think what we're going to do is we're going to remove this, put it back in our hand. We're going to throw 1 damage onto Bullseye, bring him down to 2. And then we're going to use Deposition as a resource. Put that back down. We're going to flip down. And we will recover for 3. So we go down to 5. And then we're going to ready up. Alright, so 2 threat goes on to the main. Bullseye's going to scheme for 1. And then 3. So it's going to be 4 threat goes on to the main. For a total of 6. When the cop would scheme, he attacks the villain instead, so he's going to do 2 damage to him. So that would defeat Bullseye. So Bullseye will go to stage 3, and he gets 18 health. And then you would find the deranged bloodlust and reveal it. Alright, so deranged bloodlust comes into play with 4 threat. And this also comes in with an amplify. And then place additional threat here equal to Bullseye stage number, which is 3. So we'll go ahead and add 3 more. All right, and now we get the encounter card. Burning Rubber. So when revealed, for each speed counter on the main scheme, which we have 4, spend 1 resource of any type or place 1 threat on the main. So if we do the main scheme one, we lose. So we have to spend 1 resource of each type. So we have 2 resources here. That's 2. And then 3, and then 4. All right. Well. All right, we'll go 2 threat off. Do 1 threat off. We'll flip. And we'll take 2 off. We'll spend 1 to clear the area, which really doesn't matter. Get the draw card. One way or another. There's 6 threat. So that should have flipped over, and this should have gone under counter. We'll hold on to that. That'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 2, 4, 6, 8. He's attacking for 3 and a boost. We'll have dagger blocks. That'd be 3, and then dead. Cop attacks for 2. I take 2. Counter card is advance. And he schemes for 1, 2, 3, 4. And he wins. Shuffle this up real quick. So then Just gonna take a real quick break and then back at it. Alright, that's how we started off. Wait, I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. Yeah, make sure everything's working right. Hello? Yeah, make sure everything's working right. All right, cool. All right. Two threat on. Starting with two, because we're playing expert. Cloak. Nelson and Murdoch. And we get Dagger. And we get Electra. So let's do this. Scrap those. Draw three. Oh. Excuse me. All right, so no matter what, we're gonna play three. Get out Cloak. We're gonna spend 2 energy, exhaust Cloak. And then we're going to bring back. We're going to find Dagger. Put Dagger into play. We're going to flip up. We're going to go ahead and thwart 2 off of here. I'll flip this. We'll take 1 indirect damage. Villain's at 16, so 1, 2, bring him down to 14. And then we'll have Dagger attack for 2. She only takes -1 the consequential damage, so 1, 2. Brings him down to 12. We're already up. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We put 2 threat onto the main. Bullseye is going to attack for 2 and a boost. I'm going to go ahead and take that. That's going to be 2. And he gets 1, even though there's nothing there. So he's going to hit me for 3. That's 6. Encounter card. Top. Comes in with Quick Strike. Hits me for 2. Down to 4. Alright. And that goes on the player turn. We are going to spend 2 resources to put a under surveillance on. And then we are going to flip down. We're going to recover 3. Go down to 7. Cloak's going to take 2 off. This is going to... Oh, this should have been over here. So this is going to flip. Flips here. Then we take the indirect damage. Oh, wait, no, because it already did flip. So what should have happened is... Speed counter should have gone up. Then we take it over, we flip it. He takes 2 more indirect damage. And then we take indirect damage. And then we are going to spend one resource in that. We're going to put a -3 on him. Turn there. And then we'll have Dagger go ahead and hit Bullseye for 2. Dropping him down to 8. And then we're going to ready up. Just takes that. Then we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2 threat goes on to the main. Bullseye is going to scheme for 1. And there's 1 here, so 1 more, so that's 2. So he schemes for 3. And then the cop is going to scheme on us, but force interrupt when a cop would scheme. He attacks the villain instead. That's going to be 2. Bring him down to 6. Counter card is Burning Rubber. When revealed, for each speed counter on the main scheme, which we have 3, spend 1 resource or put 1 threat on the main. So we lose at 9, 13. We'll go ahead and put 3 on. Then the round ends. This is going to flip up. Then we put 1 speed counter on. So now the speed counter is at 4. So we're going to put Skilled Investigator down. We're going to use Living Lie Detector. We're going to take 2 threat off the main. Actually, no. We're not. We're going to use 1 to put down Man Without Fear. We're going to go 2 off of here. We're going to flip up. We're going to take 2 off. We are going to do 1 damage. 2 already up. And then taking our 2 off. And then we're going to do 1. Put this on here. And then we're going to do 1. Put this on here. And we put 2 threat on the main. Bullseye is going to attack. We are going to block with Dagger. He's going to attack for 2, 3, 4. So Dagger's down. Cop hits me for 2. This gets attached to Cloak. All right. So now We are going to go. What we do? We are going to. We're going to take 2 off of here. We're going to thwart for 2. We are going to trigger some things. We'll trigger this one first. Ready up. Then we trigger this one. Next card I play is going to be for free. I'm going to do cross examination. We're going to deal 3 damage. And 1 extra damage. So that's going to go to the spine. And then I'm going to flip down. I'm going to recover for 3. I'm going to trigger Page. And I'm going to grab the position. Draw a card. So that doesn't help. So I'm going to scrap all 3 of those. Ready up. Oh, I clear that. So I should have flipped. I should have took 1 of those, and then he takes 2. And then villain phase. Scheming for 1, and 2, 3. And there also was 2 threat that started with that. And then Cop would scheme for against me, but he would attack the villain instead for 2. And that would drop him down to 0, which would defeat stage 2. And then he goes to stage 3. And then he goes to 18 health. And then he pulls out his side scheme. Deranged Bloodlust. Comes in with 7 because it comes in with a base of 4, and then you add his stage number. And since we're playing expert, he gets 3. That comes in, and he's got 7. All right, so get the encounter card, which is going to be Jackknife Tanker Trucker. That comes in with 2 threats. And then hinder 1 per player. And it's my turn. So, and now actually he should put one more threat on it because of the acceleration. So we didn't have dagger. So that's a lie. There we go. All right. So we're gonna play one way or another. For another side scheme. Put that on there. When revealed, search the encounter deck and discard pile per policeman and reveal it. Alright, so I just got a quick strike. I take 2 damage. That was up to 4. So we'll play the double energy resource. Size cloak. Bring dagger back in. We're gonna heal for 3. We're gonna flip up. Oh, actually, no, before we do that, Karen Page. All right, cool. Play that in. That gets 4 threat. Put down there. We will put that. We're gonna spend 1 to put one of these on. And then I'm gonna spend we'll deal 1 damage. We're gonna ready up. We throw it for 2. Off of here, we trigger this. We clear the rest of it off. We defeat it. And then we are going to do 2. 3, 4, 5, 6. That's overkill. Okay. So 6, 7 damage. 2 remaining. I take 5. I died. He killed me. Oh wait, no, he didn't. Wait. I had a trigger. Yep. -3. So that would have been 3 damage. And then we got 3, and then 4. And then 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 -3. I still died. There it is. That bullseye is pretty tricky. It's not as easy as it looks. You know, he'll get you. Bullseye will get you. And he got me tonight. He got me on the release of Fear of No Evil. But it looks like there's something I do need to fear. I need to feel the boosts. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back to the drawing board. I'm gonna think about this a little bit. Maybe this justice thing is not what we're looking for. Maybe we need something a little more rambunctious. Because a wise man once said, we're just circling the drain. And I feel like that's what we did in the last 3 games. And, sometimes you gotta take the beating extra time to kind of grasp it. I don't know. I don't think justice is the way to go with this. I could be wrong. I'm not sure. I'm going at this my own way. But I'm thinking I want to try. I think I want to try something different next time. But other than that, I will call it. I will call it. Bullseye is the winner tonight. He obviously has been practicing. I want to say thank you to anyone who has ever stepped into my stream and said, hey. We always appreciate that, obviously. I'm glad I was able to finally start streaming a game. It's been a while since I've done this. I've been kind of just doing me. I briefly played some Marvel Champions after Kind of Heroes. And then I went to Assemble last weekend, and I got the juices flowing again. And I am going to put in a more effort this time. I'm gonna let this stream be the starting point. I'm gonna be playing more Fear No Evil content. my other goals that I want to do is I would like to start streaming other things. I have other board games that I've started playing, and I thought they're pretty fun, and I would like to stream some gameplay on that also. So we'll take we'll cross one bridge and get to the next. But in the meantime, Marvel Champions, Fear No Evil, happy release day. I hope everyone is whoever got their box now. I hope you're enjoying it. I hope you slap Bullseye around a little bit. If you were playing the getaway scenario, feel free to leave a comment and advise. Maybe I made some misplays. I do that a lot. That's me. I've been misplaying all the time. So if you can, you see something, call it out. Let's get some correction. Let's get some order in this. You know what I mean? But on that note, my name Jeff, and this is Facing the Encounter. I'll see you next time. Be safe and have a good night. Peace.